All right, good afternoon, boys and girls. We're on lesson 118, dividing decimal numbers. Oh, what is going on here? All right. Your objective for today is to divide decimals until the remainder is 0. And we're going to mentally divide decimal numbers by 10, 1,000, or shoot, that should be 100. I'm sorry, guys. 10, 100, and 1,000. Here's your joke of the day. So a teacher says, if I lay one egg here and another there, how many eggs will there be? And Fred, the kid, says none. The teacher, surprised, says, why not? And then Fred says, because you can't lay eggs. All right. Here's your math vocab. There is none, but I want you to write down your favorite summer activity. So anything that you like to do during the summer, go ahead and write that down. Example number 1. So we're going to divide 0.6 divided by 5. So remember from our lesson from 117 is that when we divide, we bring it up. And what you do is you're going to take this type of problem, but you need to put it in a division bracket. All right, so use this division bar and then put your numbers in there. Okay, 0.06. So, or 0.6, excuse me. Now, what's going to happen here is that we are going to have a remainder. If we just do this one, 5 goes into 1, or 5 goes into 6 one time. And so what happens here is that we have a remainder. Remember that we told you earlier in this year is that if you add a 0 to the end of a decimal, it's not going to change it. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and add a 0 in here so that we come up with 1, and then we have a 0 that we're going to add in. And then we're going to divide that, number 10, by 5. 5 goes into 10 twice, and so we put a 2 in there. And then we do our algorithm, and then it's 0. So we're going to keep adding zeros, okay, even though we only started off with 0.6. We're going to add zeros until we do not come to, so we don't have a remainder. Remember, the decimal just stays up there, okay? So, same thing here. 0.3 divided by 4. And so what we're going to do here is we are going to add our zeros in so that we have no remainder. Okay, this is how we make divide with decimals. So 4 goes into 0 times, but 4 goes into 3 0 times. Remember, you need to make sure you put those zeros in there. Now we go 4 goes into 30 with the 0 that we added. It goes in 7 times. All right, and then we have 28. We subtract and we have 2 remainder. Now I'm going to add another 0 in there, drop the 0 down. So 4 does go into 20 5 times. 5 times 4 equals 20, and then we have a 0 as a remainder. No remainder, excuse me. Now it says here, how do we check their answer? So what we're going to do is to check this, we do 4 times 0.075, just like you would the normal, and then you would get this 0.3 as your answer, or 0.300. All right, same deal. We're going to take this out of this standard division with the division symbol and use a division bar. And then 10 goes into, 10 does not go into 3, so we're going to put our 0 in. We put up our decimal wherever it's at. Then 10 does go into 34 3 times. And so 3 times 10 is 30. Bring down our 4. Now we're going to add our 0 in. So 10 does go into 40 4 times. 4 times 10 is 40, and we have no remainder. All right, so our answer is 0.34 or 34 hundredths. Okay, now remember when we multiplied with decimals with tens, hundreds, and thousands? What we did was we moved the decimal place over. Well, it's the same thing when we divide by tens, hundreds. We just move our decimal over, okay? And so when we divide by 10, 100, or 1,000, we just shift the decimal with how many zeros that you have, okay? This is going to trip you guys up just a little bit if you don't remember how to multiply by 10, 100 or 1,000. Remember, we moved the decimal over to the right. Now we're going to move it over to the left. All right, so if we're going to divide by 100, we take these two zeros and we're going to move it over twice. All right, so for 0.35, see right here, the point would be right here, and we have two decimal spaces, so 1, 2. We have a decimal space here, and then we have an empty spot here, which we fill with a 0. Okay, so our answer is 0.035. Very, very simple. When you divide, you go to the left. Okay, wherever the decimal point is, you move it to the left by how many zeros you have here. So 1, 2. It only works with tens, hundreds, thousands, anything with the 1 in front of it. All right. Okay. So with these ones, remember to use a division bar, and then you're going to add the zeros in until you do not have a remainder. And then for these ones down here, you're just going to mentally perform these by moving the decimal point over to the left. All right, so this one, we have a 10 here, right? So how many zeros do we have? We have 1. So that tells me I need to move it over 1 decimal space, and that's going to go from here to here. So our answer for letter J is 0.25. All right. If you guys have any questions, write those questions on the back. We look forward to seeing you in class. Have a great evening.